Buenos dias. The chakras are out. It's a good one. It's a good one. Today, we say goodbye to the luna. We say goodbye to the moon and its gravitational pull because there is no gravitational pull from the moon. Slam dunk. This is about the evidence, the facts. It's about once you eliminate the impossible, everything that remains is possible. Flat Earth, round Earth, flat Earth, round Earth. Not so much about that, but we are slowly making our way to one or the other. The moon, we have the four highest tides, the Bay of Fundy, Ungava Bay, Quebec, the Cook Inlet in Alaska, the Bristol Channel in the UK. Up here in Norway, we have the strongest currents on Earth. No, I'm not saying planet Earth, I'm saying Earth. Strongest currents, a maelstrom, if you will, okay? And then down in Los Gallegos in Argentina, we have the fifth highest tide. The thing is, even those of you with limited common sense must understand the black line is the equator. The moon orbits us along the equator. If there was a bulge, you'd think it would be along the equator. If you were measuring the highest tides on Earth, you'd think they would be along the equator. It's all pure logic, rational thought processes, common sense, okay? But that is not happening. Not only that, we have all of these massive, highest, and we're talking big tides, all up north, right? We have the Gulf of Mexico and we have the Mediterranean Sea. Don't forget, folks, you're being told that you spin in this direction, the Gulf of Mexico is there. If there was a bulge along the equator, you'd think that the Gulf of Mexico would be a surfer's paradise, but it's not. Yes, we have Cuba, we have the Keys, the islands, but there is plenty of space for water to run into the Gulf of Mexico. But for some reason it does not happen. The Mediterranean, anti-clockwise spin, there's the Mediterranean, it would miss. But then we have the Bristol Channel, just a little bit further up, in the same direction. It doesn't miss, it's the third highest tide on Earth. Then we have a little bit of a problem. Tell Dorothy to buckle up if you see her. None of the smaller bodies of water shift. None of the other bodies of water shift. That isn't logical. It isn't logical. And then we have a small problem with the tide, the high tides, and the moon. It's a coincidence. If the moon happens to be above you and you're going fishing and it's a high tide, it's purely a coincidence. There is no set pattern. Just because it's high tide, nothing to do with the moon. And that is everywhere on Earth. Now, remember, this is about the evidence. It's not one of these rumours or the hearsay. He said, she said, they said, everybody else said. This is about the facts, and they are brutal, if you don't mind me saying. And it gives me no pleasure to be doing this. It really doesn't, okay? The moon does not affect the water on Earth. None of the other water bodies are moving. It's only the oceans. Only the oceans. It's illogical. It is highly illogical. There are bodies of water, massive bodies of water, that would shift. Even those people with a limited amount of common sense, you have to agree with this, right? You have to. The 5 highest tides on Earth are all, they couldn't be further away from the equator. They couldn't. If they were any further away from the equator, they would actually be in Antarctica and in the North Pole. Literally. That is how far north they are. And Los Gallegos, de Argentina, that's how far south it is. Gulf of Mexico and the Mediterranean Sea, question marks on the both of them, because they're 2 open bodies of water and they're both missing the fun. Why? Especially the Gulf of Mexico. It is not logical. And then the moon and the high tides, it's a pick and mix. There is no structure, no pattern, nothing to be found. I didn't even bother doing the follow-up on the Tuesday because I'm doing this. It's not worth it. I know what's going to happen, and I think anybody with any common sense also knows what we would expect. No pattern. There is no pattern. Even one of the NASA websites say, no, there is no, just because the moon's in the sky doesn't mean high tide, low tide, medium tide, any kind of tide. It's purely a coincidence. This is where we have the fallout. Now remember, folks, this is about the facts. This is about the facts. I keep telling you, there are no shoulders of any giants, okay? There are no shoulders of any giants. It's liars and charlatans. Isaac Newton, 1687. Gravity, the apple. Dong, dong. Oh, look, an apple. It fell from the tree. Oh, the moon. Gravity, Earth, everything. The planets, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, everything. Gravity. Within a year, universal gravity. Jumping onto the coattails, we have Kepler, Kepi, planetary motion. Everything is gravity. Gravitational waves, orbits, elliptical orbits, everything. Everything, you know it is. And not only that, it travels at the speed of light, doesn't it? 299,792 kilometers per second. No, it doesn't, because during a solar eclipse, look, that's for another time. Now, is Dorothy about? Buckle up. Lagrange point, 1700 and something, 1728. Louis Lagrange, over 100 years before electricity, just so happened to work out the 3-body solution. The 3-body solution is, there are points of equilibrium for small mass objects under the gravitational influence of 2 massive orbiting bodies. Let me break that down for you. What we have is the Sun, Earth, and the small mass object on this one will be the James Webb Space Telescope. It is at Lagrange point 2. Gravity. Liars and charlatans, folks. Anyway, I think we all know that to get to Lagrange point 2, one must use thrust in a vacuum. And because there is no resistance in a vacuum, Did anybody notice on TikTok the day after or 2 days after I did my "there can be no thrust in a vacuum"? Well, lo and behold, we have a couple of posts, 5-minuters. Thrust in a vacuum does work. Thrust in a vacuum does work. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You're wasting your time. It does not work. Okay? There is no resistance. It is illogical. 10 minutes. Going to keep this under 15. The ridiculous tidal bulge. 12,742 kilometres in diameter. 3,747. The moon is 110 of its diameters away from us. Earth's, the moon is 30 Earth diameters away from us. They say that the moon, its gravitational pull, it pulls on the oceans, creates a bulge at the front. Good on you, moon. It pulls on the front. As Earth spins counterclockwise, it exerts a centrifugal force on the equator, shall we say, okay, just for fun. Because the moon's gravitational pull is not as strong at the back of planet Earth, the centrifugal force ends up pushing the water out. You've heard me say an insult to people's intelligence once or twice before. This is the proverbial insult to people's intelligence. Nothing to do with the shoulders of giants, everything to do with liars and charlatans. Slam dunk, okay? This is an insult to people's intelligence, all right? Now, what else is there? One of my own observations. It's always good to get one of one's own observations into the mix, because then it remains like an original thing, doesn't it? No copycats. And we know they're everywhere, don't we? But not in this one, because it looks like we're all on the same team, aren't we? We're on the team. Stop it, liars and charlatans. Give us Earth back, please. Boat, when you're out fishing in the ocean, you'll have a current coming one direction. It will push the boat, right? The anchor will go that way. The boat will go that way. Your lines will go that way. You're fishing or you're trying to fish, got a little motor there. You'll get to the very, very top, right, of the current. You'll have that 15, 20, 25 minutes of just dead. The ocean just goes boop. And then it recedes, or not recedes, it drops. But the thing is, it drops in the same direction that it came from. That's strange. It's one of my own observations. It doesn't matter where you fish either. Right, folks, we are on 13, coming up to 14 minutes. Folks, seriously, this is not a hoax. The moon does not affect the water on this planet. I don't know if it's going to lead us to a flat Earth or away from a round Earth. Once you eliminate the impossible, and it is impossible for the moon to have any gravitational say on anything, because it doesn't add up with the things that it's missing, all right? It does not have anything to do with the water on this planet. Something else is displacing the water on planet Earth. Just before we go, if you knew that there was going to be a flood, pyramids, nothing would topple the pyramids. We're coming up to 15, folks. Have a great day.